Do you think that sandwiches should be named after celebrities? Or that the best way to order food is by taking a ticket and waiting for your number to be called? If so, keep watching. You'll find something to love among these delicious Italian subs. There are Italian subs, and then there's the Godmother. The name of this prized sub references not only its regal stature, but also possible mafia connections. Bay City's Italian deli and bakery founder, Antonio Di Tommaso, a Chicago cop, reportedly sought refuge in Los Angeles to escape the mob back in the 1920s. What resulted was an Italian deli offering imported delicacies and counter-served sandwiches stuffed with meats, cheeses, and tangy toppings for miles. Hungry Angelinos have lined up for the Godmother since the 50s, and it's also become a beacon for sub enthusiasts the world over. It bursts with 5 distinct Italian cold cuts: prosciutto, ham, capicola, mortadella, and salami, to be exact. It also contains provolone cheese and the works, which is shorthand for lettuce, tomato, onion, mustard, mayo, and a zesty heap of pepperoncinis. Large crowds and an old-school ticket-tearing system mean that long waits are inevitable. But plastic-wrapped subs are available to go, so you have no excuse not to one day bite into the Godmother.
Wow! It's even better than I imagined. Every sandwich should have 5 Italian deli meats on it.
Who would have guessed that one of the best Italian subs in the U.S. could be found in the Midwest? Located in St. Louis, Missouri, visitors have made a pilgrimage to Gioia's Deli for more than 100 years to sink their teeth into the hot salami, an Italian sandwich that's unlike any other in the industry. Instead of the tissue-thin salami found at most deli counters, Gioia's uses a thick, sausage-like meat that's carved to order on bread from another local treasure, Fazio's Bakery. Customers can personalize their sandwiches to taste, and common add-ons for a hot salami include melted cheese, mustard, and onions. But it's the garlic cheese bread that longtime customers can't seem to get enough of, as testimonies from the likes of Taste Atlas and Yelp attest to it being toasty, buttery, and deeply satisfying. Anyone traveling through the gateway to the West won't want to miss out on the family recipe that made this place famous.
The hot salami sandwich was named the best sandwich in the state of Missouri.
If you live in Boston, you're likely familiar with Monica's Mercato and Sala Maria, a one-stop shop for cured meats and artisanal condiments. The family-owned business in the North End also happens to make the city's best Italian sandwich. That's not just our opinion either, as a reader's poll from Boston.com found Monica's original Italian sub reigned supreme among more than 200 restaurants in the city. Every sandwich is made with attention to detail, from the hand-cranked meats to the freshly baked breads, which ensures a top culinary experience with every bite that you take. So, what exactly tops this Italian sub? A slew of cold cuts, cheese, the works, and spicy pops of hot and zesty balsamic vinegar on a crusty roll. Simple, yet oh so satisfying. The $18 price tag may strain the wallet if you're visiting on a daily basis, but for frugal foodies, you can certainly stash half in the fridge for later. Overall, it's a better value and a better tasting sub than most national chains could dream of delivering, even on a good day. A DC sandwich shop with Philly roots selling an incredible Italian sub might sound bizarre, but the rave reviews don't lie. Since its inception in 2013, family-owned Bub and Pops has satisfied busy Washingtonians with loaded sub sandwiches and unique flourishes like scratch-made potato chips. Among their delicious offerings, the Italian subs are no slouch when it comes to decadent deli fare. Bub's Italian Hoagie ticks off all the necessary boxes for a solid Italian sub, and it also makes its case as one of the absolute best in America. Razor-thin meats, including pepperoni and hot and sweet capicola, are blanketed with provolone cheese and all the deli fixings, including a dash of Bub's vinaigrette and pecorino romano cheese for added tang. If you want the most bang for your buck, order a whole sandwich to split. Nobody wants to be hungry after lunch, and this sub will stop those pesky stomach rumbles. If you're craving subs as big as a boat and some envy-inducing mozzarella, you'll find all of that and more at Lioni's Italian Heroes in Brooklyn. From Sinatra to Stallone, this place pays respect to famous Italians with appropriately named subs stacked as high as the stars they're named after. It's easy to get overwhelmed at the menu's 100-plus offerings. But by and large, it's the Alyssa Milano hero that customers keep coming back to. Also known as sandwich number 62, it's composed of breaded chicken cutlet with prosciutto di Parma, a scratch-made pesto sauce, and melt-in-your-mouth mozzarella. All these ingredients blend so effortlessly, including the juicy poultry, the tender deli meat, the soft cheese, and the soft crunch of the bread. The sandwich costs $18, but considering its size, you'd expect it to cost double or even triple that. Who's the boss now? Authentic Italian delis seem to be from a bygone era, relegated to the weathered bodegas of the Big Apple, but places like Molinari Delicatessen in San Francisco are keeping the tradition alive. Just a stone's throw away from Washington Square Park, Molinari offers the classic staples of any Italian deli, including expertly crafted sandwiches that draw lines out the door. Pre-pandemic times allowed visitors to fetch their bread of choice out of a bin, but even now, sandwich maestros continue conducting a culinary symphony with the wide arsenal of imports at their disposal. If you really want to know what this deli is all about, order the Molinari Special, which is the platonic ideal of a classic Italian sub. The hand-sliced cold cuts and the cheese are top-notch, and the pickled toppings bring a briny feel to the works held together by a sturdy bread loaf. You can't go wrong with a classic white footlong, but you might want to try instead the Dutch Crunch Bread, a regional white roll with a crunchy rice flour topping. The Italian Store is a long-standing favorite for cold-cut subs in Arlington, Virginia. The Tremonti family makes every sandwich by hand with an assortment of ingredients from Brooklyn and Italy for an authentic culinary experience that Virginians have loved since the 80s. In addition to bubbling hot pizzas and a gelato bar, foodies flock in droves for the Milano, one of the shop's best sellers. Mounds of Genoa salami and 2 types of authentic Italian ham are folded along with provolone cheese, with room for shredded lettuce and zesty condiments on either a hard or soft Italian roll. As one reviewer raved on Yelp, the Milano on a hard roll with peppers cannot be beat. During peak times, service can be slow, but it's worth the wait. This is hands down the best Italian sandwich I've ever had. The Milano is pure bodega bliss, no matter how you cut it. For gravity-defying subs on a budget, turn your taste buds towards a humble sandwich shop on the streets of New York. Sal, Kris, and Charlie's Deli, the self-proclaimed sandwich kings of Astoria, draws long lines on the daily. The bomb has received national attention from outlets like USA Today, but the Italian combo also certainly holds its own on the footlong front. With 5 different meats, provolone cheese, and the sharp flavors of mayo and mustard stacked together, this is basically the greatest hits version of Italian flavors. According to Yelp reviewers, it's better to pay with cash since that's the predominant method and the reason that costs remain low. So hit up an ATM before stepping inside. And while we're handing out advice, splash some oil and vinegar on your sub. We promise you won't regret it. For the best Italian sub you've ever eaten in your life, look to the traditional market. Chances are high that the bread will be homemade, the meats will be sliced to order, and the toppings will be imported straight out of Italy or crafted with authentic techniques. DiPasquale's marketplace in Baltimore does all of the above. A corner store founded nearly a century ago, it's since become an icon, boasting fully stocked shelves of pasta sauces, cured meats, condiments, and imported Nutella. In addition to browsing the provisions, shoppers can head to the dining room for a bite of Italian-American fare, ranging from pizzas and salads to cookies sold by the pound. The real Italian is the menu's shining star. Consisting of a quartet of meats, pepper ham, mortadella, salami, and capicola, it is also served with provolone. The curated ingredients transform the deli sub into an indulgent revelation. So order, take a bite, chew, swallow, and repeat the whole process all over again.
It's old world Italian at its best.
It's the hot sub that takes center stage at Giamela's. Back in the 1960s, Jersey native Bill Giamela brought the East Coast sandwich to Burbank, California, spawning additional locations in Los Angeles and Sunland along the way. In addition to hot and cold deli sandwiches, the restaurant also offers loaded pizzas, pastas, and salads for Angelinos looking to score their Italian fix. The pepper steak sub is the standout, as it features copious amounts of shaved steak, melted cheese, and a generous helping of pickles, onions, and diced bell pepper. Reviewers on Yelp urge first-timers to split it with a friend, since it's as big as a baseball bat. And here's a fun fact: Pink's Hot Dogs and Tommy's Original Hamburgers, two local institutions known for diner eats and star-studded clientele, both source their meats from Giamela's. Ham and cheese may be a combo associated with lunches packed by moms everywhere, but up north, they form the building blocks of a regional delicacy. Taste Atlas ranks Maine-based sandwich chain Amato's among the top destinations for an Italian, thanks to its unique specialty only found in the Pine Tree State. Dubbed the real Italian, it was invented by Italian immigrant Giovanni Amato, who took to the streets of Portland, Maine in 1902 to sell his wares out of a food cart. Now over 40 locations across Vermont, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maine continue slinging this addictive Sammy alongside sizzling pizzas, pastas, and wraps. Though other sandwiches on the menu could rival the original real Italian in terms of authenticity, it's the original for a reason. Salty salami and provolone are replaced with slices of deli ham and American cheese. They're sprinkled with chopped veggies, including a blend of green bell pepper, tomato, pickles, onion, and olives, and it all comes together on a soft roll cut in the middle. Dressings consist of olive oil and canola oil, with a dash of salt and pepper for garnish. The Maine Italian is its own special thing, and for that reason, it deserves a spot among America's best subs.
And now, Amato's is your #1 choice for the freshest and most genuine Italian food in all of northern New England.
Chicago's J.P. Graziano produces jaw-dropping sandwiches using bread from D'Amato's bakery and handcrafted fixings like Roman-style artichokes straight from the deli. The Mr. G bears the name of founder Vincent Graziano's father, and it's earned its reputation as one of the United States' best Italian subs from the likes of Chicago Magazine, Thrillist, and the legions of foodies who've patronized the shop since 1937. Assembling a Mr. G requires a strict process. If done incorrectly, it could end up straight in the trash bin. It contains heaps of provolone cheese, prosciutto di Parma, Genoa salami, and hot sopressata, which are layered in that exact order. From there, it's dressed in a flavorful array of condiments, including marinated artichokes, hot oil, and a tangy truffle mustard balsamic vinaigrette that comes through in every bite. Simply put, it's the gold standard of Italian sandwich making. The meats are freshly sliced, the toppings are exquisite, and the bread is firm enough to support it all without shredding the roof of your mouth. For a refreshing pairing, wash it down with their exclusive Pilsner called Alla Salute, which literally translates to a toast to your health. Manja! Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more mashed videos about your favorite sandwiches are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.